up, guys? Live here with Pro Play Games. Machado here on another car ride. I really like doing these car videos, actually. It's really convenient. I normally don't have too much time in my life to do videos, but there's nothing. I mean, I like being productive, and driving. I feel like it's kind of like a negative on my life. So I feel like I'm being really productive when I do these videos while driving. As dangerous and crazy as this is, risking my life for you guys to update you with what Pro Play Games is going through. And so yeah, as you may have known, we just came back from YCS Pittsburgh. We brought a bunch of people with us. We had a big expedition. We jammed like six to eight people in there. Mostly B team. All the A team members met us over there. We took a lot of the B team from Florida, trying to get them out of the state. I love getting guys out of their comfort zone, out of Florida, and competing on the international stage, which is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series. So it was really good for them. We brought Melvin, Ezekiel, Roach was which it really wants to be on that B team and has been working really well towards that goal. They actually ended up winning something this weekend. They won the 3v3, which had like 20 plus teams. Really proud of them. They beat some really hard competition, and it was on day 2, so it had all the good players in it and stuff. So super proud of them on that. I actually got a chance to play this weekend. I did not play in the main event. I was able to play in the Attack of the Giant card on Saturday, and I was able to walk away with the legendary Ghost Dash. I was very thankful for that. That was a really fun experience. It was my first, second major event like out of YCS. The first time was at YCS Denver, and I decided to play the Infernoid Zoo deck. I know you got last time I talked to you guys, I was talking to you about what was I going to play. I finally decided to settle with the Infernoid Zoo deck because it was the deck that I was most comfortable with. It was the one that I jammed at YCS Denver, and the one that I topped the YCS Pittsburgh sponsorship tournament with as well. We made some changes. Me and Travis Smith really worked on the deck and went through a lot of the changes and what we wanted to change from the deck. So you can see the deck profile should be up now by the time I post this video, or later. I don't know. But yeah, it's on there as well as my tournament report and stuff. So I won that. Really thankful. I ended up trading it away, so we don't have it at the shop anymore. To somebody that I played in the tournament, he was really adamant about getting the card. So I told him I'd try my best to win it for him, and then I ended up winning. So I was pretty much obligated to get it to him. And I mean, I already had we have like 5 giant cards at the shop, so I didn't really care for having another one as pretty as that one was, and probably would have been the best one. We already have the wrap here from YCS Denver, so wasn't too big of a deal. I'm glad that he was happy. I was happy. I was able to get a bunch of cards and the deal. So other than that, that was it for Saturday. On Saturday we had, I want to say like 8 PBG players, day 2. So it was really good. We had Drew Carter, Mike Albanese, Chris Abella, Dale Bolito. Man, my memory sucks. Eric Christensen, Travis Smith, all those guys day 2. So it was fantastic. We were super happy, but we already knew going into day 2 that not many X2s were going to make it, so we were already preparing ourselves for the dagger that was inevitable. It ended up like 30-something or 20-something X2s did not make the cut, even after winning their rounds on the second day. So, making top 32 at this event was very hard. Even the eventual YCS winner, Chase Furman, he slid in 32nd place actually, so he barely even, he was one spot from not making top cut at all. And he's an excellent player. We had excellent players not make it. Eric Christensen missed the cut. Kamal Crooks missed the cut. A few other guys, like I said, my memory's terrible, but we did have 2 guys make the cut, top 32. Dale Bolito and Mike Albanese made the cut. Mike Albanese and Del Bolito actually had the strongest records day 1. So just to reinforce, the later you get your losses out of YCS, something that's, a lot of players, like 999 for Pittsburgh, and the more chance you have of being one of those higher seeded X2s, which is eventually what determines, tiebreakers and all that, determines whether you make the cut or not if you have the same record as other players. So it really puts an emphasis on not losing early and not getting ties early and stuff, and it paid off for those guys. So congratulations to them. This was Dale Bolito's first debut at YCS since joining our sponsored international team. So shout out to him. As many of you guys might or might not know, Dale Bolito is one of the first Hall of Famers, I guess you can say, from back in the day, from when YCSs were called Shonen Jumps. He has a Shonen Jump victory, a bunch of Shonen Jump tops. He was on one of the best teams in the world, and an innovator of a lot of special decks. I think he innovated something with tomato control or whatnot. But I remember being a kid and looking up to him and Jeff Jones and all these super legendary players from back in the day, and it was really refreshing to see him back out on the scene. I know a lot of times people's lives might distract them from Yu-Gi-Oh! And take them away from what they want to be doing or what they would like to be doing instead. But life always calls at points, and we always have to answer that call, and sometimes put the things that we love and the hobbies that we like on pause. And so it was really refreshing to see him back on the playing field, playing very comfortably on his no mat. I know he's known for not playing with mats at all. And he was killing it, he took a lot of time to go out and, learn his deck, and, it paid off. He had a really good showing, and we're super proud of him for that. As far as Mike Albanese, he was really solid day one. He felt very comfortable with the deck. He knew what he was doing. He's actually been on a really big streak lately. He's actually out from our B team. So he's actually pushing a pretty strong case to be on A team. So I'm really excited at his performance. That's the purpose of B team, pretty much. So we throw you on there. We throw you on there so that you can have the chance to prove yourself and be consistent, and show that you've had improvements from joining the team. Contrary to popular belief, we don't go and try to take the best players from every team and then just don't expect anything more from them. We try to get some already established players like Patrick Oven and stuff like that we already know might be in their prime or at the pinnacle of their prime, and we expect them to be a major key in helping these younger players or less experienced players on the team achieve the goals that they want to achieve. So I feel like Mike Albanese has really taken that not take it for granted, but he's used it very well, and he's been able to show out very consistently. So I'm really proud of him for that. And there goes another top under his belt, improving his champ rank to who knows what. I'm pretty sure he's leading the B team right now with tops and credentials, so it shouldn't be too long before he goes and plunges up there, just like Kamal Crooks. Kamal Crooks was another example of that. He started on the B team. He started consistently going out to events and topping. If you consistently make it out to events, then it's only a matter of time for the most part, especially when you have a network as strong, as reliable as our team. So shout out to him. Other than that, a lot of the guys felt pretty comfortable going into the event for the most part. A lot of them were playing something similar. Nobody was really too far off. So good communication on that. Everybody was on the Zoo. Everybody knew Zoo was the deck to go in going into the event, and it showed, dominating the top 32. I believe every single deck in top 32 had 3 barrages and 2 rapiers and contained some type of a Zoo engine, whether it played Dracos or not, True Dracos or not. The eventual winner, Chase Aaron Furman, he ended up playing a combination of Dragos and Zoos. And yeah, it was a pretty good event for the most part. Norden seems to be a really big problem in this format, unfortunately, leading to a lot of absurd combos with drawing a lot of cards and having turns that, without slow playing or without, actually, thinking too much on your turn, your turns are taking 10-15 minutes, which is, pretty absurd, because when you think about it, you got 40 minutes in the round, and that's for 3 games most of the time. So each game should only take 13 and a half minutes, and for games like this to go just a turn going this long kind of seems like a problem that Konami may or may not address with an adjusted list, which is what I've seen a lot of people talk about. And I think, honestly, my opinion on it is I think adjusted lists should, go into an effect before Nationals, and it should include Norden. And there's really nothing else that I see as a problem other than that card, because it's just being abused to the point of, of being able to start with so many extra cards and then everybody having to play hand trap so that you can interact with that combo, because if you can't interact with that combo, they're just so far ahead that it's really hard to come back from it. So other than that, it was a great YCS, well run. A great player ended up winning it, so it wasn't somebody like past YCS champions undeserving. Not all of them, but some of them. So other than that, it was fun. I got my invite finally. I played in a regional. I was able to play in one of the regional flights. I've never really had time to play in any of them. And the regionals that we host at Pro Play Games, I obviously cannot play in because I'm the tournament organizer. So that was fun. I played my first regional, and I played a very good player at the end of it. I played some, pretty good people throughout it, but at the end it was a fantastic match. I think it was Joe from Canada. He's qualified for Nationals like 2 or 3 years in a row. Fantastic, or top to Nationals, sorry, 2 or 3 years in a row. So really solid player. I was really blessed in having played with him. Me and him were like making sure that we played to the best of our ability. If we thought that there was, like, for example, there was a play where I Fairy Tale Snowed and I banished an extra card from my graveyard instead of banishing a Tenki or whatever, he's like, yeah, you should probably banish the Tenki. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'll banish the Tenki, and he's like, yeah, bro, I just want to make sure you're playing to the best of your ability. And I felt like that was really, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh's about. I mean, sometimes just trying to get each other better, and I felt like he was trying to get me better and I was trying to get him better. We were both pointing out things that we could have done or should have done, or why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that. And it was really a fulfilling game for me. I took a lot of respect playing him, so shout out to him if he's watching this video. If not, I'll see you at Nationals and I'll tell you about it. But yeah, I ended up winning, beating him in the final, and I got my invite. I got the nice little cool pink deck box, all that stuff you'll see on the deck profile. So I will be playing at Nationals. Really excited to do that. Don't know what I'm going to be playing. Don't know if there's going to be an adjusted list. So but for now, the next event on our plate is going to be the ARG in Richmond, and that's going to be the same format. And I'm probably going to be playing some Altercation of Zoo, something similar to what I was joining. I mean, it's the deck that I'm most comfortable with, and I feel like it has a lot of like bosses. Like Deviati and Anunku are very well positioned in this format. Board wipes in general are really good, and Anunku is a board wipe in itself, and Deviati is a reverse board wipe on the back row, which is not as good this format, but being able to shut down monster effects, extremely strong. The whole game is based around monster effects, so being able to summon that and then go off is really good because it'll stop Ash and stop all these hand traps. So super good. Other than that, that's all I really wanted to talk about for the most part. And it was a great time at YCS Pittsburgh. Thank you for everyone who came with us. Shout out to our B team for taking the 3v3. Shout out to Mike and Dale for making top 32. Shout out to everyone for having really solid performances in day 2ing. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully, if you guys are at... Oh, I also thank you to everyone who came up and said hi. There was like an outrageous amount of people that came up, said, oh, I'm a really fan of what you do. A lot of people came and sat down with me and talked about the brand, talked about PVG, how it started, what I'm about, and all that stuff. So it means a lot. Thank you guys for coming up and having conversations with me. And I gave everybody a bunch of Ultra Pro supplies and a bunch of notepads and wristbands and stuff like that. So I hope you guys appreciated that. I appreciated your company and you guys recognizing what we're trying to do and being the new era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And being a pioneer on what to do right in this community. So thank you guys. Oh, and everybody who was like, oh, what happened with the Maximum Crisis cases where you're seeing all this stuff. Everything was solved. Konami took care of us. We are an official tournament store, so it was a really big hit to us, and they acknowledged that and they fixed it. So shout out to them for doing that. And yeah, everybody else that I met this weekend, it was a pleasure meeting you. If I haven't met you yet, I'll see you at the next YCS or National. I'll see you at Nationals for sure. I'm sure everybody will be there. And I'll be at Richmond next week. So other than that, I just wanted to check in, say hi, say it was a great experience. Thank you guys all for being a part of it. And I'll catch you next time in my next legendary car video. All right, man. With that, we are out, man.